Hello guys, and welcome to another Era of Chaos video. After we went through all free-to-play heroes, guys, today it is time to list all pay-to-win heroes, or in other words, the faction leaders. I'll be skipping Ezio because I don't know anything about him. He was just released, and unfortunately I don't have him, like nobody on the server has him yet, so I have nothing to say about him. However, let's start with the free-to-play, actually the pay-to-win heroes that I have. And the first one is Astro. As you can see, Astro is my main hero. He is very strong in PvP. He's kind of okay for PvE. Thing is, he's only going to get stronger. So if you are to invest in a hero that is strong now, and who is going to get stronger in future, much stronger, then Astro is the way to go. The problem with Astro is that he requires a lot of SSR units in order to be effective. For example, this is my setup, even though it kind of varies. I sometimes use the Paladin for offense, but for defense I never use him because he's not really that tough, and they always focus him and he gets killed easily. Anyways, so Astro requires Naga, SSR unit, also Giant, SSR unit. He also requires 3 SR+. Actually, she's not an SR+, but she requires Dragon Steel to max, so you get my point. Astro requires Genie and also the Magic Airship. Both of those units are SR+, so you have to invest money or wait months to unlock it, so it's not really great. And of course, Astro also needs the Archangel. So a lot of expensive units. This is the problem with Astro, that he requires that many expensive units, and he's kind of slow to master. However, so far he doesn't have awakenings of the Giant, he doesn't have awakening of the Genie, he doesn't have awakening of the Iron Golem, and yet he's dominating the arena. Currently we have just one very strong Sandra, and those 2 Astros can beat the Sandra. I cannot, unfortunately. He has way too much artifacts power. He has the Angelic Alliance, he has level 2 Sword of Frost, and so on and so on. Unfortunately, I don't have all these items, even though I don't need Sword of Frost. The moment I get my units awakening, I don't think I'll have any problems beating this Sandra. For example, this Sandra, he's kind of 150 to 100k over me. I can beat him easily, even though he again has more power over me and he has all of his units awakened. With that said, let's proceed, guys, with the other heroes. I already explained everything about Astro. The next faction leader, guys, is Gem. Now, to be honest with you, Gem is probably the cheapest faction leader to go. So far for the matchups I've seen, guys, she totally dominates Sandra. Sandra cannot do anything about it. He cannot really kill even one of Gem's units. She's just a total counter for Sandra. And another thing about Gem is that basically she's pretty easy to, I mean, it is very easy to build a formation of Gem. All you have to do is just stack Rampart units and that's it, because she's kind of like Sandra but for Rampart. All you have to do is just keep Rampart units in a formation, and if you want, of course, you can always use Archangel. Archangel is good everywhere. And the thing is, Gem is pretty good for the Kingdom Championship. Pretty awesome. Basically, all you have to do is wait for Wednesday. Immediately after the event opens, go and get the first place, and then nobody can touch you. She's just that solid in defense. Problem with Gem is that she doesn't really deal a lot of damage, or at least I haven't tested how she performs at 4 stars. I'm currently in the process of unlocking her final specialty, but at 3 stars her damage is okay, but it's not really impressive. Let's proceed with the next
the Queen of the Sky.
Have you heard?
Yep, the next faction leader, who is actually Zeron. Now, Zeron is okay. Unfortunately, currently he's kind of weak. Problem with Zeron is that there is still no awakening of the devil. Another problem is that there is no awakening of the demon, there is no awakening of the pit fiend, of the imp, and so on and so on. So in other words, his roster is kind of not really developed yet. But what I've heard is that in the future Zeron is going to get much stronger, or at least looking at the Chinese server. So yeah, probably we can expect something out of him in the future. Currently he's not really that great. And another thing that I hate about Zeron is that I cannot really use him very well in Duel of Champions and in Battle of Gods, because I don't know where the enemy casters or where the enemy range units are. I just have to rely on luck. So I mean, it can be great, and he can the devil can destroy anything, but it can be horrible. The devil can jump on the enemy's strongest tank, and that's the problem. When it comes to Gem and Astro, I don't have this issue. I just set up my formation and go for it, no problems. Alright, so these are the 3 faction leaders that I have. Let's proceed with the faction leaders that I don't have. And the first one is Sandra. Now, Sandra is a caster, he relies on spells, and he's pretty good in the beginning of the game. However, currently, probably he's at the highest of his power. When it comes to Sandra, guys, you need to, of course, stack Necropolis units. He's like Gem, even though they're kind of different, but when I say he's like Gem, I mean that his formation should be built the way you're building Gem formation. In a Gem case, you just stack Rampart units. In Sandra case, you just stack Necropolis units, and that's it. Now, problem with Sandro is that he gets weaker as the game progresses. In the beginning, he's very strong, and currently he has like all of his units awakened except for the Witch. And in the case of Gem, Gem is missing 2 units to awaken, while Sandra just 1. So currently you can build a full formation of all awakened units. So Sandra is kind of strong now, especially if you give him the Sword of Frost. But in future, and currently I'm seeing it, in the past we used to have 5 Sandros in Arena, top 1 to 5. Now currently we have only 1 Sandro, he's really strong. The other Sandro occasionally gets in the top 5, but he gets actually defeated and he drops out of top 5. So I can clearly see that the power of this character is going down steadily. So if you want to buy Sandro, that will be fine. He's good in PvE, and in the beginning you can get a lot of the shards for his SSR units. So when I say SSR unit, I mean the Black Knight. So he's good in the beginning of the game, but he kind of loses power as the game progresses. And Kyogre. Now, I don't know a lot of stuff about Kyogre. There is one strong Kyogre in the server, and I'm battling him a lot. The thing I noticed about Kyogre is that he's pretty strong at defense. I mean, he's difficult to defeat, but every time when I fight Kyogre, it seems to me that he doesn't really deal a lot of damage, and that's the biggest problem of this hero. However, it would be nice, of course, if you just kind of unlock him. The third specialty is pretty nice, especially if you have the Behemoth. Actually, only if you have the Behemoth. So, yeah, if you kind of have him, it's going to be worthy to activate the third specialty. Ciel is the faction leader of Conflux. Now, I don't know anything about her, nobody plays her on this server. The problem with this hero currently is that she doesn't have a lot of awakenings for her units, but what I've heard is that she gets really strong late, yeah, I don't know, I cannot really advise you to get her, I cannot advise you not to get her, I'm neutral. I've heard pretty positive stuff about her, I've heard pretty negative stuff about her, so for now I'll be just share a neutral opinion. And the last 2 faction leaders, Dragon Mutter. Now, she's pretty strong. Currently probably the strongest PvP hero in the game. She can beat Astro. I don't know what's going to happen once Astro gets his core units Genie and Giant awakened, but currently Dragon Mutter has an edge, so she's pretty strong in PvP and PvE. Again, the problem with her is that her setup is her formation is kind of expensive to build, but she's really great currently in the game. I don't know how she's going to feel in the next 2-3 months, but currently she's pretty solid. So you can get her only for PvE if you want, or for Battle of Gods. In general, pretty solid faction leader. And the last faction leader is Tazar. Problem with him is that he doesn't have a lot of his units awakened, so currently nobody plays him, but what I've heard is that he's getting really strong once his formation gets the awakenings and stuff. Currently, I don't know, nobody plays him. I cannot really share anything about him. Currently in our server, guys, you can see we have Sandra, we have Astro, we have one strong Zeron, and we have Kyogre. Everything else, like Astros, oh, we have 1 gem, sorry about that. Everything else is Astros, so Astro is currently dominating, and I don't know really what's going to happen once Astro gets the awakenings of his units. It's going to be probably total domination, which is not really great. I want to see more variety in the matchups, because I hate mirror matchups. So, and I was about to miss the weakest faction leader possible, guys. Did I miss him? Yeah, guys, in the beginning of the game,
and indomitable will.
this hero is going to be offered for you for $100. This is the worst deal imaginable in the game. This hero is extremely weak, very weak. You should never ever get him. There is no point of getting this hero. Really bad. And this is very unfair to Castle faction, because I really wanted to see some great gameplay, great faction leader from Castle. But unfortunately, No, we have Roland, and Roland is pretty weak. What I heard is that eventually he's going to get buffed, but is he going to get buffed in a way that it will make him playable and good? I mean, for both attack and offense and defense? I don't know. I hope so, but currently, guys, do not spend money on this hero. Please do not. He's really, really weak. Okay, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, pretty nice faction leaders to get. Astro, Dragon Muter, Sandra is also good, still good, but probably is going to fall in the next 2 or 3 months. And of course, very, very strong hero currently is Gem, and she's very easy to build. She doesn't really require Druid. If you have Druid, it's going to be awesome, but if you don't, it's not going to be a big deal. And of course, she can do pretty good without even Greed Dragon, so yeah, probably the cheapest faction war hero to get is Gem. See you next time, guys. Take care and stay safe.
Perfect.